You won't believe the story you're about to hear, and honestly, I'm still getting chills just thinking about it. Stick around until the end, because this one changed everything I thought I knew about heroes, and it's a lesson I think we all need to hear. If you're moved by stories of incredible strength hidden in plain sight, make sure you like this video and subscribe to the channel for more tales that uncover the extraordinary in the ordinary. It all started at Northwood High School, a place of squeaking sneakers, slamming lockers, and the quiet hum of forgotten dreams. The heart of the school after hours was Mr. Evans, the janitor. To the students, he was just the quiet man who mopped the floors and fixed the leaky faucets with a kind, tired smile. He was a fixture, part of the background. But if you looked closer, you'd see the way his eyes, a sharp, weathered blue, would sometimes stare out the window, not seeing the football field, but seeing something miles and years away. He was a single dad to a bright, curious 12-year-old girl named Lily, and his entire world revolved around her. He worked the night shift so he could be there when she got home from school, to help with her homework, to make her dinner, to make sure she never, ever felt the absence of the mother she'd lost so young. The challenge for Mr. Evans, whose first name was Alex, wasn't the grime or the broken furniture. It was the silence. It was the gaping hole in his life where a soaring, thunderous purpose used to be. It was the memories that visited him in the quiet of the empty hallways, memories he kept locked away to be the stable, present father Lily needed. He was haunted, not by ghosts, but by the ghost of the man he used to be. The plot of our story truly began on a Tuesday, with the school's annual career day. Among the doctors, lawyers, and programmers was a U.S. Air Force general, a stern-faced man named General Maddox, who had come to talk to the senior class about leadership and service. As he spoke in the auditorium, his voice booming about integrity and sacrifice, a fuse box in the hallway overloaded, spitting sparks and filling the corridor with the acrid smell of burnt plastic. The lights flickered and died. With the calm efficiency of long practice, Mr. Evans emerged from his custodial closet with a toolbox. He didn't rush. He assessed the situation, his movements economical and precise. General Maddox, slightly irritated by the interruption, watched from the auditorium doors. He saw the janitor not as a person, but as a function, a part of the building's maintenance system. But then he kept watching. There was something in the way the man moved, a certain coiled grace, an unnerving stillness as he worked, that didn't fit the rumpled janitor's uniform. Later, as the students filed out, General Maddox found Mr. Evans buffing the newly restored hallway floor. "You handled that efficiently," the general said, his tone implying it was more an observation than a compliment. Mr. Evans just nodded, not looking up from his work. "Just part of the job, sir." But the general couldn't let it go. That feeling, that echo of something familiar, nagged at him. That composure, it's trained. Not many men are that cool under pressure outside of a combat zone. He took a step closer, his voice dropping, becoming less formal and more personal. "Son, I've been in the service for 35 years. I know the look. Were you in Special Forces, Rangers?" Mr. Evans stopped the buffer. The machine's drone faded into a heavy silence. He finally looked at the general, and for a split second, the kind, tired mask slipped, revealing a glimpse of flint and steel beneath. "Something like that, sir." General Maddox smiled, a knowing, comradely smile. "I knew it. I never forget a warrior's posture." "What was your unit? I might know some of your boys." A war was raging behind Mr. Evans's eyes. He didn't want to have this conversation. He didn't want to open that door. But the general's gaze was insistent, respectful. He saw the man, not the janitor. And perhaps, after all these years of silence, a small part of Alex Evans wanted to be seen. He let out a slow, weary breath. "I was Air Force, sir. But not with a standard unit. Air Force. A PJ. A combat controller." The general pressed, his interest now fully ignited. These were the Air Force's elite special operators, the very best of the best. "No, sir, Mr. Evans said softly. He looked down the empty hallway, as if checking for eavesdroppers, but really, he was looking into the past. "I was a test pilot. For a special project." The general's eyebrows shot up. Test pilots were a different breed of hero altogether. "Is that right? Well, I spent some time at Edwards." "What did you fly?" "F-16s. F-15s. Another pause, longer this time. The air in the hallway grew thick. "No, sir, Mr. Evans repeated, his voice barely a whisper. It was a prototype. A one-of-a-kind bird. They gave it a name. They gave us all call signs." He was struggling now, the memories crashing against the dam he had built so carefully. He saw the cockpit, felt the crushing G-forces, heard the shriek of tortured metal and the frantic voices in his headset. He saw the faces of his friends, his brothers, who didn't make it back. General Maddox, sensing the profound weight of the moment, asked the question that would tear the whole world open. His voice was gentle, almost reverent. "What was your call sign, son?" And that's when Alex Evans, the single dad janitor, looked the general dead in the eye, and the 3 words he spoke made the blood run cold in the general's veins. "They called me, Iron Ghost." The general took an involuntary step back. His face, usually a mask of stern control, went pale. His jaw went slack. "Iron Ghost," he breathed, the words filled with a kind of holy dread. "The Iron Ghost of the XF-119 project. My God. They said you were dead. They said the project was scrapped after the incident. The incident." The word hung in the air. For Alex, it was the day his life ended and this new, quieter one began. A catastrophic systems failure during a high-altitude test flight. He'd managed to guide the disintegrating, experimental aircraft away from a populated area, ejecting at the last possible second. 2 of his fellow test pilots, his closest friends, hadn't been so lucky. The official report was sealed. The program was buried. The legend of the Iron Ghost, the pilot who cheated death to save others, only to have his spirit shattered, became a whispered myth in aviation circles. "I needed to be," Alex said, his voice thick with a pain so old and deep it had become part of his bones. "For my daughter. The man who was the Iron Ghost, he didn't come back from that flight. I left him in the sky." The resolution of our story isn't a loud, public celebration. It's a quiet, powerful thawing. General Maddox, humbled and honored, didn't tell a soul at the school. But he did something else. He visited Alex and Lily at their small, modest home. He spoke to Alex not as a general to a janitor, but as one airman to another. He helped him navigate the labyrinthine Veterans Affairs system, securing the benefits and recognition he had long been denied but never asked for. More importantly, he gave Alex something he thought he'd lost forever: the respect of a peer, and the permission to stop running from his own story. The story ends with Alex Evans, still the janitor at Northwood High. But something is different. The weight on his shoulders seems a little lighter. He still mops the floors and fixes the sinks, but now, sometimes, he'll look up at the sky when a plane passes overhead, and instead of a wince of pain, there's a faint, proud smile. He's started telling Lily stories, not of the crash, but of the flying. Of what it felt like to touch the edge of space. He's teaching her that strength isn't about being hard as iron, but about having the courage to be gentle after you've been broken. He is integrating the 2 halves of his soul, the fearless Iron Ghost and the devoted father, and in doing so, he is finally, truly, becoming whole. So, what's the inspiring message here? It's that heroes don't always wear uniforms or have their names in the paper. They walk among us, hiding incredible pasts and profound sacrifices behind the most ordinary of faces. They are the quiet ones, doing what needs to be done for the people they love. The next time you pass someone you might overlook, the janitor, the cashier, the quiet neighbor, remember the story of Alex Evans. Remember that you have no idea what battles they have fought, what skies they have conquered, or what ghosts they carry with them. Everyone has a story. And sometimes, the most legendary ones are the ones that are never told, until they are. If this story reminded you to look a little deeper, to appreciate the quiet strength in the world, then hit that like button, and subscribe for more journeys into the hidden lives of the people around us. Thanks for watching.